Hey guys, welcome back to Strike Central. I'm Jay Scodell.
And I'm Tyler Reeves. Today we've got a little bit different of a video. Since we've both been a little busy, aka I've been a little bit busy recently, we haven't been able to record a ton at the bowling alley, so we just wanted to put out some content for you guys, and we think this video is pretty fun. We're going to go over our top 10 bowling balls of 2023. This will include Brunswick and Storm releases. Neither of us really throw or care that much about Motive or kind of your smaller brands. So just for the purposes of this video, we're going over Brunswick and Storm.
Yeah, so let's get into it, and yeah. All right, so we're gonna start off with some honorable mentions, and first up we have the Sublime. So the Sublime is a symmetrical piece. I believe it is a pearl cover. Get that.
So yeah, the Sublime was obviously released by, was it just Storm straight up last year?
Yep.
Actually, it was a 900 global piece. It was a 802 blend, and it was a symmetric piece. The 802 blend, I believe,
is
the same.
It's the second time we've seen the 800 series come out. They had the 801 on the Eternity Pie, I believe. So
it was actually on the gold label.
Oh, gold label. So the Sublime, I think it's overall a very good piece. I just think, with that ball, it's very situational. You have seen it a lot on tour, and I know it's a hybrid reactive. It comes out of the box with Reactigloss. I have seen a lot of people take that Reactigloss off at tournaments, and you start seeing it with like 1,000, 1,500 on it. So
I mean, typically with most modern pearl balls, you at least want to hit it with like 2 or 3K, like
slow down a
lightly.
little bit.
Yeah, because sometimes the pearl balls just come out a little too sharp. I know I do that with my pearl balls.
Yeah. So at number 2 for the honorable mentions, we have the Hellcat Accelerate. Personally, I love this ball. I just bought a second one. And overall, this ball is an asymmetrical solid. It is one of the strongest asymmetricals on the market, I believe. I mean, there's not much I can say bad about this ball. You throw it, it continues. It just does not stop hooking. Even when it gets like over under and you're still hitting pocket, you're still finding a way to kick out the 10 pins, and it's still driving through and taking out like the 8 pin by itself. So overall, great experience with this ball. I can't wait to keep throwing it.
Yeah. This definitely was a solid release for DV8 last year, which I think they had a few good releases, but not a ton. I think the Troublemaker was probably one of their only other good ones.
I feel like DV8 also like released pearl balls, or not pearl balls, but like balls meant for two-handers. And
yeah,
the Hellcat is a very two-hander ball. I have not seen any one-handers throw it. At the past few college tournaments, I know a lot of people, when I won the college tournament, the first college tournament of the year, I didn't see any Hellcat Accelerates. I was the only one. As the season progressed, I started seeing more and more. And every single person that bought it were two-handers. So
I think the problem with most big balls is they tend to just die. Like watching Anthony Simonson bowling the Weber just last night. Basically, what Anthony was throwing the gem, and the problem with these big balls is they tend to die when they hit the pocket just because they're digging so hard, they lose all their momentum. Well, I never really see the Hellcat do that. It continues very well.
Yeah, so that it's sad that didn't make the list, but it is definitely up there. It would make the list if there wasn't some other releases. But now let's get into the actual list. At number 10, we have the Exponent.
This is a ball that I don't know amazingly well, but I have heard very good things about it. It was a 900 global release. It is a solid symmetrical piece from, like I said, 900. It used the 701 blend, which I'm not very familiar with. Again,
I've seen it a lot. When this ball first came out, I wanted one. I still do. Obviously, we're sponsored by Brunswick, so I ended up getting a Troublemaker instead. But if I have the chance to buy one over the summer, or if anything, this would be one of my most benchmark type balls. It's one that it sits right in the middle of the bag. If you need something a little rounder, something more controllable, I would highly recommend this ball. This ball is really smooth. I think out of the gate, it was very hyped up. Everyone bought one. I saw a lot of scores. Now that new balls came out this winter, I haven't seen it much. I've seen a lot of other balls come out, but upon release and throughout the year until about November, I think this ball has really hit the market. So
Yeah. Anyways, going into ball number 9 is the IQ Ruby, which was a Storm release. I know Forrest Kritzer loves this ball. It's like his favorite thing ever. It was a very nice pro ball, obviously from the IQ line. I have thrown it at a ball demo, and I thought it was very nice. I threw it decently. I thought it played well. It was a nice, clean shape. When I went to go get one, though, the pro shop owner recommended I get a Zen. So I just went with what he said. Overall, I really enjoyed throwing that ball, and I think a lot of people make it look very good. I just feel that for the most part, there's a lot of pro balls that are
especially
just better.
symmetricals, they have come out with there's been both brands have come out with symmetrical pearls that have just looked really good.
This was a.
I did throw this at a ball demo when back in August, a hometown ball demo had mainly Brunswick, and then I started throwing Brunswick knowing I was going to throw it because of situations. But I did test out a gold label and a ruby. I did actually like the ruby a lot more than the gold label. So that's why it's on the list. It's something that's super clean, super controllable. I wouldn't say it's clean, actually. I think it's very reactive off the spot. It is round. It's just one of those staple pro balls in your bag. When transition hits and you need something that really bites that friction spot, this is one to do it.
It uses the same pearl as the Phase 5, which
I hated the Phase 5, but I think the colors on that. But
I thought the Phase 5 looked good, personally.
yeah. Coming in at number 8, we have GB4 Hybrid, aka the Father. This is a ball our team loves.
Very good ball.
Our teammate Dylan threw it. It looked really good at the first tournament of the year. I did end up winning or whatnot with the GB or with the Hellcat. But the GB4 Hybrid is obviously a hybrid hybrid symmetrical. And I mean, once I saw everyone throwing it, I was like, hey, you know what? Drill me one before the weekend. It looks really good, really solid. I shot 278. Yeah, 278 on Vegas. And then right before that, I shot 297 at the 1K event.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a very good ball. My only issue with it is it reads super early. So if the fronts are gone, I cannot throw it because if I get too deep, the ball just quits.
Yeah.
So, but I think it is a very good release for transition on a little bit softer patterns.
Mm-hmm. It is an Ebonite release, and we don't always see a crazy amount of good Ebonite releases, but this one was definitely high up on that list. It's a very solid ball. I have thrown this ball two-handed and one-handed, and it looked pretty decent both ways. I don't throw hybrid pieces very often just because I don't.
You usually get with your roll. You usually get things in pearls.
I don't own hybrids. I don't also like to throw symmetric pieces that much. I'm a big ASIM guy personally, but this ball is very good from what I have seen. Coming in at number 7, I know Jace loves this ball.
Honestly, I should announce it. I mean,
it's the Journey.
300 ball, 279 back to back. It's the Journey. I mean, I can't say anything bad about it. Actually, I really can. I think this ball is very good. It's one of the Storm's best pearl releases at the end of the year. I started seeing it coming out a lot more. Tournaments, I mean, when Belmo makes a good ball when he throws it. And you don't see him throw his own equipment often, but I've seen him throw it a lot on tour. A lot of other guys have gotten it already and started putting it in their bags at college tournaments. I've been wanting it since I've even seen Belmo throw it before it even released. And once it released, I found a way to get it. And I have yet to have any bad experience with it. It finds a way to shoot 220, 230, even when it quits. For me, the way I have it drilled, it's very allergic to oil. And it is a cleaner piece, I think. Shorter patterns at team trials, 37, 39 feet. I threw it pretty much the entire time. When I think I should have been throwing urethane, I threw this and it shot 240s. And I mean, can't really say anything bad. The ball shot 300. So
yeah, it's the TX16 Pearl, which I don't know what else is on, but the cover stock isn't.
Actually, the TX16 has only been used on one other ball, and that was the Phase 2. And they finally decided, hey, let's throw out the best cover Storm's ever produced and make it Pearl. And I love it, and I can't wait to see if they use this cover more often. So
We have seen a lot of people on tour do good things with this ball. Recently, I believe BJ Moore threw it, and he was looking pretty good for a while.
Andrew Blaney at Mount Mercy just threw it this past weekend, and he found a way into second place ATT. So
yeah, overall the ball is just, it looks very good, and Belmo tends to put out. So next up is the Summit. This is another ball that I threw at a demo, and I really liked. It's a strong symmetrical piece. It tends to shape pretty well, I feel. When I threw it, it definitely did its job. It hooked, it hit the pocket, and I felt it continued pretty well into the pocket. I feel that this ball, again, is just a great ball to start out with, but as you start getting deeper, you will probably want to switch, but that's just like common sense of bowling. As you get deep, you don't want to throw your big balls.
So about that too, I actually have seen this ball. If I'm not mistaken, Francois Lavoie, when this ball came out at a tournament, he's tried throwing urethane like game one, didn't look good. And it was a 24 game tournament, and he threw the Summit 23 of the 24 games and won. This ball is, I've seen it. Most people would put like a 2000 cover on it. It comes out solid. But I have seen a lot of people shine this ball up and let it lane shine. And I actually think it's better lane shine than surface. It is a hybrid cover, but
I can definitely agree with that. Because, again, just the big thing with big surfaced balls is they die.
And especially with surface. So conserving that energy, giving it a little bit of a lane shine, makes it a little bit rounder, keeps the strength. When I bowled my first 1K, I did bowl a guy that was throwing the Summit. He made it look good. His name's Kiyu. I did beat him because Electrified Pearl is kind of walled, but it did take a lot. I mean, I haven't seen anything bad about this ball. It is a very round ball. I don't think it's the best ball of the year. So that's why it's number 6.
Another big thing about the Summit that most people don't realize is it was the start of the AI cores. Just through the Summit, people the AI core was it's this new generation that they're trying out with bowling, and I'm not sure exactly how it works, but this ball was the first one to use an AI core, and I know the Summit Peak, I believe, has one.
Yep, because it's the same core, so I can't wait to see what that looks like.
Do you know if the overseas GPTs do?
I don't know.
Because they just have GPT in their name.
They just have some good... I can't wait to see what this core
is. The Daria collab.
Yes.
Anyways, next up is a ball I was very passionate on putting on this list, and that is the Eternity Pie. For me personally, it was either going to be the Eternity Pie or the Eternity on this list. And for me personally, I would rather have an Eternity Pie in my bag than an Eternity, just because I have better pearls, I feel, that I like to throw.
Honestly, I have a new unboxed one underneath my bed at college here. My first one, I got it drilled. I was excited to drill it. I needed an ASIM Pearl to replace my X2, which I eventually got the X3 just so I could replace it, and I needed an ASIM Pearl. I ordered an Eternity. I was very excited to drill it, got it drilled. I do think it got drilled wrong. I do not know. But, I mean, the ball just one corner. I could hit 10 pins with it. Like, if I had to be perfect with it. If I rolled it, it looked good. If I came out a little bit on the side, it went 60 feet, even on a house pattern, which in my opinion is a red flag for me. But the Eternity Pie, I've seen really good things. Darren won team trials throwing it half the time. I've seen a lot of pros throw it. I just think it's one of the stronger or like better Eternities and ASIM solids that they've came up with. So.
It's a big asymmetric piece, so kind of the same.
I think it's less than the reality. The new harsh reality, it's less than that. It is the middle of the road. It can't be a week like the Tour Dynamics, but it is definitely in the middle range between your biggest ball in your bag and your weakest ASIM. It's kind of right in the middle. So
Yeah, it's 900 piece, uses the 901 blend, which
is the first time they've used the 900 blend. That is the first, and I think that's the only cover that the 900 blend is out right now. So that was the first one. I think they came out with a Harsh Reality that has the 902, and I think with that it's 901. I think is just because that's the first 900 that they've thrown, and yeah, the Harsh Reality has the 902 blend. So I'm excited to see what those two balls do. I want one. But coming in at number 4, we have the Hazmat. Can't remember who makes that. Hammer, yeah. Hybrid, symmetrical. I mean, this is probably the best symmetrical hybrid on the market right now. I would even say Pearl, because it does come out of box polish, and I do kind of like when Dylan throws it and Saad throw it. So
yeah, so this, again, like Jay said, it's a hammer piece that uses the HK22 Semtex cover stock, which is a very commonly modified cover stock.
The HK22 is a very good cover.
Very
if you see HK other than the Piranha-Core,
it's been modified so many times. Like the Piranha-Core has a version of it, the Big Time has a version of it.
Those are a little slower pieces, and I do think the Hazmat is very slow. It is but it's situational. You can try and force it and make it, shoot 2-0, but if the conditions are right, I think the Hazmat is one of the best balls out there. And you see it a lot in college and on tour. It's one of those transition balls like the GB4. Dylan has both. He tends to throw his Hazmat more now that it just came out, and the GB4 has gotten a lot of games. But it is one that we, as a team, love. And Brandon, our coach, loves his. I mean, there's nothing bad to say about it.
It's again a hybrid symmetric piece, so that's my excuse for not throwing it. I don't throw hybrids and I don't throw symmetrics very often.
Well,
besides the gold label, the gold label is like the one symmetric piece I do enjoy throwing.
Yeah. All right, so now we're getting into the top 3. These are the top 3 balls that we think, and that's why we don't think the Hazmat's up there, because these 3 balls I have loved seeing go down the lane. I have experienced 2 of these, 3 of these, and there's nothing you can't say bad about it. They're some of the best balls ever. So starting at number 3.
We have the Extreme Envy, part of the Envy line from Hammer. This is a big ASIM ball. Uses the Envy solid cover stock, which I'm not sure what that's all on.
I have no idea. I do know when it came out, everyone was excited. I was supposed to get one. I was told by Brandon Alexis that they were ordering me an Extreme Envy. That was my big ASIM. Of course, I got the Hellcat Accelerate because I told them I loved it at a ball demo. I mean, I've seen this ball shoot 300 by Brandon. I've seen it shoot 800 by Brandon. First 2 weeks.
One, right?
No, Joe does not. But
Just
Dylan has one, and
right.
his rolls super good. It is continuous. It's hard hitting. The ball doesn't slow down at all. Unlike the Hellcat, it doesn't continue through the 8-pin, but that's okay because I leave a lot of 9-pins when I throw my Hellcat. I don't see many single pins left with the Extreme Envy when it gets down the lane. So as a staple, this is one of the biggest balls on the market as a solid, and it is highly recommended that you get that.
Yeah, I think just the Envy line in general has so many good pieces besides the Envy Pearl. The Envy Pearl is just a little too sideways.
Yeah, I've seen that ball go sideways too much, especially on a house shot. Is not good. So
definitely, one of my top 3 balls this year was the Envy Tour. Just, I don't know if it was released in 2023, but just me throwing it. Yeah, just me, things I've thrown this year. The Envy Tour was definitely one of my favorites because that ball just looks so good.
All right, coming in at number 2, we have the Storm Virtual Energy Blackout, also known as the Vibo, which some people did not know was called the Vibo. Even Verity didn't know it was called the Vibo until literally last week. And this ball's been out since September, and it's just easier to say. But
this ball just does it all. It's so good.
It is an asymmetrical pearl.
It was hard distinguishing this one and the number 1 ball, which to put at number 1, because They're both so good, and the Vivo's so.
I think the only reason we have it at number 2 is because we are Brunswick staff. If some of you guys will know what this ball is.
We're also biased because we throw the other one.
Yeah. I did want a Vivo. I've been telling Brandon Alexis I wanted to get a Vivo. And then this other number 1 ball has come out. Yeah, I mean, it's an Ace and Pearl. They haven't had a ball like this since the RSTX2. And I've been wanting to drill one so bad, and I have yet to drill one.
Yeah, easily the best storm ball released in probably a while, honestly. It's so versatile, and it can do so many things. We just saw Kyle Troop win the U.S. Open this year with it. He threw it for all the games he bowled, I believe.
Yeah, and it's got the REX cover. And if any of you guys know what the REX cover, the last ball that was on was actually the Dark Code. Dark Code and the Night Road. The Night Road had REX. That was a symmetrical last year release, but the Dark Code was an asymmetrical pearl, and I think that ball was good. Prather loved it. A lot of pros love the Dark Code, and they wanted to come out with the Virtual Energy again. And so what they did was they threw the best asymmetrical cover that Storm owns, and they put it on the one of the best cores. I mean, it's a shape we haven't seen in a long time, and I look forward to seeing this ball on the lanes a lot more in 2024.
There is a high chance I purchase one of these over the summer.
Absolutely.
It's so good.
As long as I don't have any Brunswick contract, I will be buying one. And that will be a comparison video with the number 1 ball. Take it away, bud. You love it.
I do love this ball.
We both love it, but
I throw it probably the best.
I think our coach needs to drill one of these if you don't think so.
She definitely should. If this ball is the Theorem, this is a track release with an HK22 variant. The prime response specifically, it's an Ace and Pearl, so like similar. Just
actually,
basics.
The funny part is we all think it's a pearl. It is actually a hybrid.
Yeah, it is a. I'm losing more. It has the similar basics as the Vivo, being an ASIM. It's not a full pearl. It's a hybrid.
It's round. Very round.
It does play like a pearl in most situations, which I like because I like pro balls. This is the one hybrid that I will throw, and it's because this ball is so damn good.
Yeah, I mean, personally, watching you throw it, when me and my teammates are all on purple hammers, usually you're the one throwing, not the purple, you're actually throwing the Theorem, and it makes me want to throw mine. Obviously, I stick with the purple just because it's the same shape that we're creating, but you know, if you get that miss right, that ball still wants the corner. You know, you miss right, it turns left.
Yeah.
You miss left, though, it continues. It wants to hit pocket.
The ball gives you lots of miss room. And again, like they said, I don't throw urethane just because my ball roll is dumb.
Your ball roll is a little more forward than all of us on the team.
So I naturally kind of do what they do when they throw urethane. So I just kind of do my own thing. My urethane balls, specifically my purple hammer, hooks like 20 boards more than them.
Yeah, we found that out. Except this weekend. We
this weekend it actually looked okay, but
we also threw an impossible pattern, and you couldn't get anything to peel off the corner. And the only thing was you needed something really early, and the purple was early.
I was going 1 mile to 2 miles an hour faster this weekend.
Yeah, but this ball, I mean, the funny part about it is, I mean, the only reason we have it at number 1 is our coach, Alexis. She got one, and she ordered a bunch for our team, and theirs weren't coming in, so she had to keep giving it to Marissa, then it was Dylan, then it was me, then it was Tyler, and then it was our coach, Brandon, because the pin looked like a lefty layout.
You know,
and now she has 3 more. She has 3 more, but she hasn't drilled it, and we keep joking that she's going to drill it, and it's not going to
I wouldn't quite say that's the only reason it's at number 1, because the ball is just good.
I did throw a 270 at the last MIBC event.
We've all succeeded with this ball. I almost made my first ATT being a freshman with this ball. I just barely came short. Dylan and you both made conference, like all team.
Yep, we made all conference team. I was MVP. Dylan was 5th. And we took a picture with the theorem because we threw that ball all day on that, or half of the day at that tournament that at Lancer Lanes. Vegas, Dylan threw his, I think, at Vegas. Maybe not. I threw mine.
I threw my little label. I didn't have one yet.
Team trials, personally, I threw it at the last day, and it was a 45-foot pattern. And one of those patterns where it was kind of walled off. Like you'd think you wouldn't be standing left throwing it right, and I stood left, threw it right. I had my highest game of the day. I finished plus to have my highest block of the day with this ball. So that and the journey kind of have given me my push. But the theorem, I mean, Track has come out with some. I love Track's equipment. The Paradox line, and it makes me reminds me of the Paradox Pearl, the purple one originally. So overall, I think that is the best ball of 2023. So, but if you guys have any other opinions on our list, or you guys think that there's some better balls than the theorem, let us know. Or some other honorable mentions that you guys think might be one of the best balls that you guys have thrown. We want to know. So
we do have more content coming soon. We're going to have a consistent upload schedule in the near future now that our main college season's over and we get to just focus on you guys a little bit. So thank you guys very much for watching.
And look out for this video. At the end of this, we're going to have another video coming out later this week. If not into the next week, we're going to be going over both of our arsenals. This will be 6 of the top balls that we throw or make the bag this month or the next couple because season's ending. So look out for that. Please like, subscribe, comment, everything, share.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys very much, and peace out.